What's up, everyone? This is Matt Mrozik, and I figured I would do another video on this Starscream MU 3D model kit. So I've been working on a lot of stuff lately because I've been busy with work and everything. But I've been piddling with this, and I gotta get working on some other painted pieces. But I did a quick video just kind of showing you doing a foot. And let me show you how far I've gotten so far. And I'll do a little more folding and stuff on camera now. Again, it's the same process over and over again. And it's been going really smooth. I have used a little bit of glue, and the only reason I used a little bit of glue was for some magnets, because they were wanting to bounce around inside the structure. So now I have this part. The light's not turned on. That's why it's so dark. Aha, there we go. This helps me get light. So now we got this part of Starscream done, and I've got one head done. He actually has a second head, but I was kind of getting sick of working on arms and stuff, so I kind of jumped ahead. So what I have left so far is I have the left arm to do in the left hand, and like there's a Megatron that goes in his hand, and I've got, so the head's actually, it has a switch out face. So this is the first face, and I've got to fold the other face, and it's got a little magnet. But this is really cool. This comes off. I don't know why you'd want to take it off, I guess, if you want to display it without. But the place I use some glue, there's two magnets in here, and you can see them, and they're one there and one there. But the tabs that hold the magnets in, they're not long enough to fold over and hold the magnet in place. So I just went ahead and put a little dab of glue on there. It's a little bit of cheating for one of these guys because you're not supposed to use glue, but I did anyway. I thought this part would be relatively difficult, these wings, but it actually went together really smoothly. And it's great because you can see all the parts of the plane if he was to transform it into airplane mode. So it's really, really slick. Just a really cool model. So there's that. And I finished up the lower part, the legs and the hip area. And so far he's very, very solid. I have a few little areas where it's a little loose, and it's just because I didn't get the tabs folded as tightly as I wanted. One is in this knee joint. It's not that big of a deal. He's not going to come apart, but ideally there's no shaky parts. So there's that. And on this part, the only part that I feel is a little loose is this cannon on his arm. I wish I would have got the tabs folded a little tighter on this part. So I'll just make sure to do that when I do the next arm. And he has a switch out hand on this side. So you have two tabs that plug in, but there's actually a magnet in the hand. Or there's just a magnet in the arm. You don't need one in the hand because it's metal. And then we have another hand where he's pointing, and it just slides right in, and the magnet's just the right strength, and so he's pointing. So I think what I'll do on camera here a little bit is I'll work on the other arm, because the arm's pretty complicated actually. I can't do the other side of the torso to the arm because I got to do the arm first, then build this side of the torso. The arm attaches to the torso, and so it's a very specific order in which you got to do things. Otherwise, you won't be able to assemble it. So, I'm gonna go back to the instructions here and find out where the other arm starts. Let's see. Let me find out where that is. I believe it's right here. Hold on. I gotta find it. Okay, so yeah, so this is where the Megatron is built. I gotta find out where I gotta go. That's the side. So I believe it's... Sorry, I should have had this ready to go before I... Okay, yeah. Okay, so we start here. You can see my metal sheets are getting fewer and fewer pieces in them. We're getting there. So when I first did the review video on this, I mentioned I saw one of these for sale like in my local Facebook market group for sale for like, I don't know, it was like $200 and some. And I was like, man, that seems really expensive for one of these. But considering how much time it takes to build one of these, I don't think that's really off the mark too much. I mean, is it a little expensive for one of these things? Yeah, but I mean, it's, by the time I'm done with it, I'll have 20 hours in it, or 30 hours, 25 hours, something like that. Actually, probably way more than that. Again, so we're gonna just pick out these pieces. Here's tree B. And we need B81, which is going to be let's see. Oh, hold on. Where is? It's showing that I have B81. Oh, hold on. Never mind. That goes there. I'm in the wrong spot. There, there, there. Okay, so we're up here actually. So I need B8. And I don't think I have time-lapse capability on my phone. I guess I can record this and just speed up the playback. B8, how much time do I have on my card? It doesn't say. There's B8. I need D. Okay, D87. I should have had these clipped out before I started this video, but it's okay. And these little Tamiya sharp pointed pliers that were kind of beat up before are really beat up now from doing this. Yeah, so do not recommend using a brand new pair of these. You will ruin them super fast. Like I said, the only reason I'm using them is because they're beat up before. And I like the fact that I can get the point there really. It's easy to get the point into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this little piece here. Make sure I stay in frame. And we're going to pull these little guys down like so. I've got this little vent piece that goes in there. Really small piece. It is hard to work with these pieces with gloves on, by the way, but I managed to keep this model relatively fingerprint free and clean. That dinging you hear is my head hitting my lamp above, or my glasses more specifically. Okay. So the little piece goes in there. And I wanted to point out, I think I did it in the first video, about where your twisting and folding tabs. Ideally, you want to twist the tab if you have space to do it. Sometimes you don't have room to twist, because if you twist it, then another piece won't go on. Like here, I probably have room to twist these. And the reason you want to twist over folding is because if you twist it, you get a tighter fit. Because it kind of tightens the piece down as you do it. So all the places where I was able to twist the tabs, everything fits really tight. So like right here, I'm going to see if I got room to twist these. So what I do is I grab the tab, I push down on it, and I twist it 90 degrees. And it sucks the piece down really well. So like that. Okay, now I can fold all these down, and hopefully those tabs won't get in the way of this fitting. Because if the tabs are too long, sometimes it'll prevent it from going on to the next piece. So that's why sometimes you can't twist them. But I think this has enough depth. Yeah, so this piece has enough depth to where those twisted tabs won't get in the way of anything. Okay, so now we take this, and it wants us to put it on here first. I can twist these on because I know this is going to fold up into a box. And I got plenty of room. And on these pieces here, you gotta be careful because you can scratch the paint. So you gotta be real careful that you don't rub the pieces together too much. So again, I'm gonna put pressure on the piece. I'm gonna grab the tab, and I'm gonna twist it 90 degrees. And I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna put pressure, twist 90 degrees. Just like that. And that tightens up everything really, really nicely. Just like that. Okay. And now we can fold this together. So in this piece you got some of these angles, so this is gonna, I kind of fold the edges down a little bit at the same time because that'll tell you the angle to fold the other folds. So just look at that straight on. That's looking pretty good. And then these get folded a little bit. Like that. All right, now we need a B18. Again, I'm not going to do a whole lot of this on camera because it's a slow process. It's the same thing over and over again. So we'll tell you that in the instructions, when you look at these, they do delineate the back of the piece. So when it says the back, it means the part that's not finished. And that tells you how it orients on the other piece. So like this, these tabs are on the outside of the piece, so these you don't twist, you would fold these in. And so like I did before, and actually I'm going to use my thumb this time because I don't want to scratch the paint. So I'm going to put some pressure on it, and I'm going to fold this tab down, use my thumbnail. Same here. Try to get as tight as I can. So I've been pretty good. I've been keeping the scratches to a minimum and the fingerprints to a minimum overall. Okay, just like that. Okay. So this part that I'm working on right now is the forearm. It's this piece, and it's made up of a bunch of pieces. Let's see. So got that. Now I need B54. Just gonna be this guy right here. This gets folded up into a box. So I folded this side first, because I got some angles here I gotta meet. So then I'll fold the sides in to meet that angle. Like that. And then you'll see the shape's kind of cattywampus, so just go in here and kind of straighten it out so it's as straight as possible. And then what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to, before I bend this tab here, I'm going to actually attach it to this. To get the right shape. Make sure it's the right shape, and then I'll tighten that up. So I got 4 little tabs that go in here. Again, this kind of self-aligns a little bit as you put it together. That goes in like that. And then what I do is once I tighten this down, I'll bend this part in and close that tab up. Now, so a lot of times on these pieces, you have to fold the tabs like when they're inside of it from the inside. So like I can't get a tool in there to twist these. Ideally I could. So I'm just going to put a good amount of pressure on this piece and use my X-Acto blade to fold these down. Is that it? Just the 3 tabs? 1, 2, 3. I guess that's it. Oh, showing. Oh, there's 2 more. Okay. So one here. And one here. I'm not sure that's in focus. Okay. So then I get that in there. This is all self-aligned. I can close this up here. And we'll fold this tab down to lock it in. Okay. So there we go. We're getting there. Nice and tight, no shakiness. All right. All right, so that piece is done for now. Now I gotta work on another piece and then they'll sandwich together. So maybe I'll just do this forearm. B75. I'll do this forearm, then when I get to like maybe the gun where you have to roll some pieces, I'll record that too. So I'll just add to this B57. Got it, B7. I should do it for the B runner. B7. B57. Oh, 75. B. Sorry, looking for pieces. There it is. Cut these all out. B7. Alright, so let's get these done.
Mom, can I wear shorts in the picture? What? I'm taking these pants with me.
This little piece here.
Mom, where are the jeans? Which drawer? Yes. Just
this piece here is a little challenging because you have to wrap it around this wrist piece, and getting the tabs in is a little tricky, so it's a good one to show. Where are my others? There. These are a little bit longer. If you want to be super careful and not worrying about scratching these painted pieces, you could put a piece of tape on your players to protect the metal, but as long as you don't slide it across the metal, I haven't been scratching it up. Okay. So this has got to get bent to a certain angle. And I don't know that angle until I get this piece on. Just going to fold these in. This part's a little tricky getting in. Actually, I remember what I had to do last time. I had to unfold one side. Go. I got it in wrong. They're really good about making sure that these pieces only fit one way. This is where it's easy to scratch. I just got a little scratch right there. This one actually. Okay, so I got those tabs in. Now I gotta fold this in, and hopefully they go in. There we go. Okay, here we go. This piece I can twist on. And then I'll go through and I'll clean up the other sides, the edges. Get them bent just the right way.
Mom, can you help me with my games?
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here with my wooden skewer and I'm going to clean up these edges. You can see the scratch I got right there, unfortunately. That's pretty good. Okay. So that part was a little challenging. And then we got this little piece here. I'm going to cut off this excess metal from the tree because otherwise it won't sit flat. That's going to go here. Got a really tight fit here between these two pieces, so you gotta make sure that they're folded just right. Otherwise they're not gonna fit. We'll twist those tabs. And then I'm going to fold this edge in a little bit more so it lines up right. So I'm going to go touch that up with some clear paint in the end. Okay, I've got that. Okay. And then we need, now we're going to join these two pieces together. This guy. As I get more pieces off the trees, my gloves get caught on the metal, and they get torn up pretty easily. Okay, so now these two pieces are going to fit together like this, but there's a piece that goes in the middle of them. It's this guy right here. So the way this works is, we take the piece we just worked on here, and this has got to bend several different ways. The trick is to make sure you get them in the right tabs. And this is when you gotta really make sure you have the orientation right as far as the finished side and the unfinished side. And this is gonna fold in like that. And just like that. So instead of trying to pre-fold this, I just kind of folded it as I went. And I'm gonna twist these tabs too. So I always twist where I can. Just get a better, tighter fit. And just do 90 degrees. If you go more than 90 degrees, you'll break the tab and then you'll be screwed. There we go. Okay. So now this is going to go in this. And it fit perfectly. Oh, thought I did. Here we go, just like that. And since these tabs are on the outside, we're going to fold them in. I'm going to put pressure on it, squeeze it together like a sandwich. And fold those tabs down nice and tight. Just like that. Oops, I missed a part. Okay, that's okay, I can still put it on. I missed this, this piece. I have had to go back through and unfold a few times and reassemble. And luckily I hadn't folded it, they didn't have too many folds where I was able to do that. You basically get 3 chances folding wise. After 3 folds, usually the pieces come apart. I forgot this piece right here. But I can still access the spots where the tabs need to be folded, so it's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. I do not have to unassemble and reassemble. This is a little challenging here because the tabs, sometimes you have to take the tabs and kind of straighten them out a little bit. So I'm going to bend these out just a hair. There we go. Fold that in, and we'll make sure all this looks good. You have to be careful when you're squeezing these pieces together because you're basically working with a Coke can, and if you squeeze too hard you can squish it. I have come close to doing that on a couple occasions. Okay, so that little piece is what I forgot to put on here. And luckily I can still reach all the tabs inside, so I don't have to take anything apart. Now when you're folding tabs on pieces, you don't want to fold them all in the same direction, so I'm not going to fold these tabs this way because otherwise the piece could fall. You want to fold them in opposite directions, and just it clamps the piece in place. So there we go. So that's kind of like the forearm. Let's see. I'll put a hand together for you because that's the next part to do. I don't think this one has a switch out hand. Unless it just has one hand. Oh no, it should have a switch out because it's got the Megatron hand. But I think the Megatron gun just, okay. The Megatron, it's one hand, and the Megatron just kind of slides in and out. Okay, so the hands are a little tricky too. So, because you have to put each finger in individually. This is the fist right here. And first thing we gotta do is we gotta bend basically. Let's see, I need A. A28. Okay, so each finger is individual, which is kind of cool, but kind of a pain also. So you fold this over, and then fold the knuckles. It doesn't look like a finger, but once it's all together, it does. It's pretty clever. Okay. And this goes in here first. The first finger determines the angle of the fist. Okay, so I can twist that because I got room to do it. Okay, there's one finger. E25. As you clip the parts out of the trees get really fragile. They want to bend over on each other, so you gotta be careful because there's still big pieces on there. You could actually inadvertently fold a big piece where it's not supposed to be folded, so you gotta be careful. If I had more desktop space, I'd have them laying flat on my desktop, but I just don't have it. Again, same thing, I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold it at 90 degrees. And I'll fold the knuckle. Like that. A little X-Acto knife with the tip broken off is a very good tool for kind of nudging tabs where they're supposed to go. Again, I'm going to twist these. There's 2 fingers. Alright, A24. The thumb is the tricky part because it wraps around the fist. I did notice that on some of the pieces that when you bend it, the paint wants to flake off at the bend. So that's just kind of, I think, part of the thing. You just can't, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, just like that. Oh, this one's got 4 tabs. I'm like, what's going on here? Most of these fingers have 3 tabs. This one has 4. Sorry, my dog is barking in the background. She wants to come inside. Sorry, I may be off camera here. Come on. Come on. Ah. Okay, so I just kind of screwed up here a little bit. And my son's crying for some reason. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, I'm going to bend this tab. I'm going to cheat it a little bit. I got a bunch of pieces butting up against each other, so it's a tight fit. There we go. Finally got them all in. Hope I did. This one popped out. There we go. There we go. Once you get them in, it's pretty amazing how it all just kind of self-aligns. It's the engineering on this stuff is pretty crazy. There's the other finger, and then I need A23. Sorry, I'm on the camera. All right. All right. So the hands are a little tricky, but man, it's really cool how they're put together. Okay, so this will have a magnet. It's when you get let's see, C15. Where's my C runner? There it is. So they're pretty clever on how they have the magnets held in. Again, like I said, I had to use glue like on those two magnets, but typically they have these little detail pieces that hold the magnets in. So we got these little circles with these 3 tabs, and those tabs are what actually hold the magnet in on the back side. So you fold these. Like that. And then this is what will hold Megatron in place, is this magnet, and then it goes here. From the outside, it doesn't look like a whole lot. It's like a little circular detail. But now what you do is you take a magnet, which I have over here somewhere. Where'd they go? Oh, they're stuck to the model. They're sticking to everything. So the magnet, oop, it fell out. Let's try that again. Get that back in place. Okay, so that goes there. And the magnet goes in between all those little tabs. And if the tabs are long enough, like on this one, you just fold them over and it holds it in place. And you don't need any glue. Unfortunately, the tabs were too short on the other ones and they were wanting to come out. There we go. So it holds the magnet in. Okay, now we can fold this into a box. Oop, my video's skipping, so I'm not, hopefully you saw that. I'm making the fist right now. Like that. Okay. Folded this a little too far, so I'm having a hard time getting the tab in. Okay. There we go. Okay, again, I'm going to kind of squeeze it together so it's nice and tight, and then fold the tabs over. Alright, so there's pretty much the fist. So now the next thing we got to do is we got to make the thumb, which is a tricky part. one. So this is one of those things where you got to kind of fold it and wrap it around the piece. There's a lot of bends in this little piece right here. That's why. Okay. Here we go. It's really fiddly. This is where I folded this, but I got to unfold it to get this right. There we go. And now I can fold it again, but I won't be able to. I've only folded this twice. This particular hinge. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold these tabs. The bends aren't exactly 100%, but I can get it locked in, and I can straighten it out a little bit after it's been locked in place. You can see here I got a little bit of a gap. I take my little wood tool and nudge that. Slippery. There we go. All right. So there's the thumb. Now it's got to wrap around this. Let's see. Okay, it goes there. Once you get in it, it locks in good. It's just a really kind of tricky thing to do. There it goes. Gotta kind of get the tab in there just right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lock this tab down, and I can manipulate it to where it needs to go. Sometimes you got to do that. So I'm going to lock this tab down. Get that a nice tight fit. And then I can work on getting it to fit just right. I think it's pretty good. All right. There's that. And then the last part for this is to, so this video is already getting closer to an hour. But you can see, you know, it's like, again, it's not, modeling in general is not difficult. It's just time consuming. I know a lot of guys who build models don't like it when I say that, because it does take a talent. There's talent involved, if you know the techniques, but it's time consuming. This part right here, it's kind of like the wrist. And this is a little fiddly. Someone made a comment on one of the videos that he'd buy one to assemble, but it's a little too fiddly for him. Yeah, it's a fiddly process, but I enjoy it. And then we got to put the hand on before we attach it to the rest of the hand. I'll twist this on and make it a nice tight fit. So I twisted those two and that tightened it up. We're just going to fold these other two down, because I can't get my tool in there to twist. Okay, there's that. And then, like, this is a good example where all these tabs are kind of pointing in. I got to point them out a little bit so I can get this piece on. So I'm going to bend them out just a hair, because they're at the wrong angle right now to get this on. Let's see. This goes up. Oh, it's the wrong side anyway. This is going to go. Again, these need to be pointed out just a hair. Let's see with these guys. Gotta be working on something, it'll feel really loose and kind of fumbly, but once you get it all locked in, it tightens up really nicely. So I'm just working around the edge here to get all these tabs in. Okay, there we go. So we got that on, and I'm gonna work on these bends a little bit. I'm going to squeeze this down and bend the tabs. Make sure it's nice and tight. So this is taking about an hour. It would go a little quicker if I wasn't doing a video, because, you know, I'm trying to stay in frame and everything. And once you've done one part and then you have to do it again on the other side, it does go quicker. So there's that other forearm and fist. So then Megatron gets folded up, and he goes right. He's kind of slides in. I can actually. I guess might as well keep recording. Let's see. Let's do Megatron. Let's see how long. This could take a while, but it'd be kind of cool to see how he looks. There's a lot of rolled parts in here, so it's a good example of how you roll pieces. So the first one is D21. This guy right here. Oh, nope, that's not it. Here it is. And I did go out and buy a couple tools from Hobby Lobby that were recommended from other guys that do this. Some jewelry making tools. I'll show this to you. Basically, I don't know the exact name, but it's these guys right here. And they have step downs to roll things. So, and good advice by one of the builders I saw is basically, you know what size, you find a tool or a tube that fits the size of this circle, and that's the diameter you need. What I've been doing is, since I can't really do that with these guys, is I've been starting on the biggest size, and you have to make sure you really pay close attention to the direction you have to roll, because I rolled, one of these actually rolled the wrong direction. I had to unfold it and re-roll it. So that's actually too small. Let's just start on one of these bigger diameters. So I start there, and then I work my way down until I get it to where these two edges just about meet. Okay, just like that. Come on. Bend the tab out a little bit so it, there we go, slide in easier. Maybe, nope. Not enough. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to fold that over, trying not to squish my circle. And you can see it's not a perfect circle, but I'm going to fold this over and kind of get it locked all together. I got to make sure, okay, that I don't lock those in yet. Good thing I was paying attention. Okay. So I need some other pieces to go on first. Let's see, D20. And D12. Okay. See, that's what I do. Sometimes I jump ahead without looking what happens next, and I have to unfold something. And a little piece like that, you don't have a lot of chances to redo it. Oop, did I do this right? Nope. See, I folded that wrong. I folded the wrong side out. Okay. Okay. So these have very specific locations. See, that's the wrong side. It goes here. Yeah, if the part doesn't fit where it's not supposed to go, it will not go in. Man, the engine, like I said, the engineering on these is really, really good. So like here, I'm going to twist these because I wasn't able to do that. I mentioned that one part on the cannon on the wrist. I wasn't able to twist the parts, or I just didn't twist the parts until they felt loose. If you can twist them, it's going to tighten it down. So that's really good there. Okay. This piece is going to go here. Again, I'm going to try to twist, twist, twist. Okay. Okay. Did that. And now we can close it up. So once I get these, then I'm going to work on kind of making this more, hopefully more, closer to being round. Round parts are hard. So one thing I do is there's this little lip here. I push down on that, and then I roll my thumbnail over that tab, and it kind of locks into place and gets it nice and tight. Okay, so here, okay. So that feels real nice and tight. Okay. This may be a long video. That's okay. I haven't done a long video in a while. C13 is the next one. C12, C13. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You got some options, display options. You can do this as the crown, Starscream. You can do them with or without Megatron. You've got the switch out fist on the right hand. So it's pretty cool. You got some, for all you guys that like switch outs, you got some switch outs on this thing. Again, I'm using my little rolling tool here. So you can see it's not very round, so I can put this back in there. Try to make it more round. Ideally you have an infinite number of like round things. I don't have like the perfect size for this, unfortunately. So I'm looking at what I have on my desk here. Ooh, maybe a paintbrush. Okay, we have to work on that shape a little bit. It's not very round right now. Okay, I got that. Now I need C13. Oh, that's the one I just did. Okay, that's going to go on to the end of this. Yeah, I want to make sure that's round because that's the end of the barrel. Okay. And then I can close it up. Again, we're going to push on this edge here and roll my thumb over it. That should give me a nice tight fit. Yeah, this needs some work. do a very good job of rolling this piece, unfortunately. We have to work on it a little bit later. I'm gonna work on it a little bit later. Okay, that's basically the barrel. Oh, I missed a whole step down here. I missed a bunch of steps. I missed all of this down here. Oh man. Okay, D65. D61. D93. D95. It's around here somewhere. There it is, D93. Okay. So apparently I should have done this first. Luckily, it does not affect what I've done. Okay. Okay, there's that. And then this closes up. Oops. The focus keeps going between what I'm working on and the instructions. Because this is a curved piece, so I'm going to get the tabs in and I'm going to work on the curve. And from here I can work on getting things lined up a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so there's like the arm rest, whatever you call it. Okay, this has a very specific orientation. Luckily, they are very good about making sure you can't do it wrong. Only goes on one way. Oh. I think this is how it's supposed to go. Well, can't seem to figure it out. This goes up and down, and this goes on either. I think it's supposed to go on. What the hell? Oh, because I'm trying to put it on the... I know, duh. Look at the instructions, you idiot. Yeah, it makes a difference when you look at the instructions. There it goes. I had it facing the wrong way. That's why I was not lining up. Okay. Okay, fold this over. Like that. Okay. D26. Right here. All right, so this is going to go on I guess you gotta pay attention because a lot of times you put things together before you fold them. It gives you access to the tabs for locking down. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oh, poop. Alright, well, I just kind of screwed that up. I need to actually cut that tab off because I missed the... where it's supposed to go in, and I can't undo it now, so I screwed up a little bit here. Not the end of the world. Luckily there's 3 other tabs that hold it together. So I thought I had the tab in the hole, and I didn't, and I twisted it. So now I gotta do that. I cut the tab off. And we're gonna have to try to fold this. It'll just be a pressure fit kind of thing. think this will work. There we go. Yeah. Not the end of the world. Learn how to fix it. Okay. D37. These are some really tiny pieces on this guy. So you see I'm putting as much as together before I close it up. To make sure I get all the tabs in this time. There we go. Okay. Now I can close this up. There we go. Trying to get this closed up. Come on. There it goes. Okay. Okay. So that's the, I guess the bottom side, and this actually is pretty cool. So it just fits in the bottom of the hand and slides forward and locks in. Just like that. So that's the bottom part of Megatron. Now let's work on the rest of the top part. If you guys don't mind sticking around for a little bit. Let's see, D26. Oh, already did that. D80. I should mark off the steps as I do them. I used to do that with my big Gundam kits. D80. C17. Not much to talk about. It's just the same old, same old. Fold, lock in. Okay. These big pliers are really good for twisting because they can grab hold and better, but a lot of times you can't get them into places. This is a really small part. Okay. This is tiny. This has lots of fold in it for such a small part. Let's see. Sorry, I'm off camera because I need to really see how this folds. I think I'm gonna try to tab it in and then fold it, if that makes sense. I'm gonna get this little piece in, and I'm gonna try to get all these folds done. I think I can do it. Okay, so I got this little piece here. It's got a bunch of little folds in there, so I'm gonna try to do it this way. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. Alright, that's about as good as that's going to get, unfortunately. Okay, now I take this. Oh. Okay, I can actually put this barrel on now. It says to do it later, but I want to get better access to these tabs, so I'm going to do it now. So I looked ahead in the instructions and it said to kind of do one fold first and then put this on, but I'm going to do it now. So I want to be able to get in there and twist these tabs. and I wouldn't be able to twist them once this was folded. So, and now it's in a really nice tight fit there. Starting to look like a Megatron. A little Decepticon symbol on the side there, pretty sharp. Got that, got that. Let's see. Okay, so after this, I think the only part left is the scope. Hold on, Charlotte. Okay, so we're going to kind of fold this in. Actually, I don't want to do that yet. Let's see. I'm looking ahead here because I've got a piece here. Let's see, where does that tab into? Okay, this comes up. What's that tab into though? Oh, okay, it's going to tab into that later. Okay, so now I need to build the scope, and then we can finish them up. C7, more rolled parts unfortunately, which are hard to do. Hopefully, let's see if I can get this one better than the last one. That's better. Or it's really easy to script around parts when you try to tab it together and squeeze it if it wants to flatten out. See, it's flattening it out, unfortunately, trying to get that tab in there. Yeah. I think I need one size just a hair smaller. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. I need D45. This is kind of a cone shape, which I actually have the perfect tool for that. D45, C9, C46. That should be all the pieces for Megatron. C9, which is this guy here. And C46. This guy here. Okay. So this is a box. I like boxes, they're easy. Okay. Almost there. This is a long video for this, but it's kind of cool. I mean, I like it. It's there's that. Okay, for this little cone shape, what I've been using is actually this marker. It's like the perfect shape for it. Get a little extra metal here. So if I got a little tab that I can't cut off, I've been just using a little file or a little extra metal. Try to get some of it off. So I've been using this marker here for cone shapes. Seems to be working out perfectly, and I can adjust the so I kind of get that in there. And then, well, that was working. This may be better. That was the right shape. Again, it's just finding the right tools to get the right shape you need.
Hey, Dad, when are we going to our pictures?
What time is it?
It is 10:30.
Probably here shortly in a little bit.
What time are we going?
In a little bit, as soon as Nikki and Bridget get here, and you guys are all ready. Okay. The shape is not the best either. Let's see if I can work on it a little bit once I get it on here. Oh, no wonder. I got the wrong one going in. Sorry, I'm off camera again. There's a little piece I just have to get close to my face so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Let's see. D45. So I already have it out here. 345. See, what part is this? Oh, okay. That goes here. God, I really wish I could get that shape down better, but I'm not sure if I can. It's actually pretty sad looking. There we go. It's a little bit better. You just gotta fiddle with this. It is a little fiddly, for sure. Some areas more than others. That's the wrong. That's why I'm having so much trouble. That's the wrong players. Not with these guys. They're good guys. Let's go ahead and kind of close this up a little bit. And then that's going to go here. Oh, I got to close it up. Okay, so here's an instance where I twisted some tabs and I may get some interference with them. So I'm going to try to fold them down too. There we go. So this scope is pretty fiddly. I might have my optivisor on to see this, but I can't do that and show you what I'm trying to do at the same time. Okay, I'm going to bend this tab just a little bit. And hopefully it'll slide in. There it goes. Okay, so I got the scope on. So I'm going to bend these tabs in there. I can't twist in there because I don't have room to get my tool in there, so I'm going to have to just fold them, unfortunately. I'd love to be able to twist them, but there's no room to get in there. Okay. And now we can close them up. All right. Okay, so far, this has been the toughest part of this build, this Megatron. It's nice ties, I'd like them, but I think it still looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, so like the scope isn't as tight as I'd like. It's a little shaky. It's not bad. I mean, could be a lot better, but. And then there's a magnet in his hand, but you really don't need it because it's got these two spots where it slots in. Let's see if we get that to work. Alright, so there you go. So an hour and 45 minutes to get that much done. And it's not perfect, but it looks pretty cool, I think. Not too bad. Megatron's real fiddly. Yeah, I wish I could get the scope tighter. This bottom part turned out pretty good. I may try to work on this barrel a little bit, the front of the muzzle, because it's not really round. I could probably try to get a better perfect size tube in there in the front, and then I'll be happier with that. But yeah, the scope is probably the worst part as far as like fit goes right now, but it's all right. Still looks cool. Nice display piece. That was a long video on this, so I'll just do the next update videos when he's done. I'll just show you him finished. So, but if you stick around and watch this hour 45 minutes of me folding, it's pretty cool. It's it's pretty relaxing, except for when we get these really fiddly parts. It can be frustrating at times, but in the end, it looks really cool. I think it's a neat little model kit. So. I just had a tab there that notice I didn't get folded all the way. And anytime you have these little switch outs, you're gonna have some paint scuffing and stuff, just like on any statue or model. But there you go. As always, thanks for watching. It's Matt Mrozik, and next time I show this thing, it'll be done. Thanks for watching. Bye.